Now, let us try to understand about information technology and the operational technology. So, in case of information technology, how you will define information technology? Information technology is nothing but the application of computers to process, transmit, and store data, typically in a business or enterprise environment. So, what are the applications which you can see in IT domain? So, IT applications include customer relationship management, enterprise resource planning, billing, management information system, dashboarding. So those kind of applications where you are more focused about a business and business related functions, those applications fall under the IT applications. Now, if you see how IT, that is information technology, evolved in the past, you will come to know that the evolution of IT is not very old, it is very new. So the evolution started in 1970. The local area network evolution started in 1970, and the first commercial deployment happened in early 80s. Then evolution of internet started in early 1990s. Evolution of wireless communication started in 2000s, and the evolution of latest IT technologies such as cloud computing, big data, Internet of Things started in late 2010. So now you can see that the information technology is very new to the mankind. Now let's talk about the operational technology. So the umbrella term, that is operational technology, used for various technologies that support operations such as supervisory control and data acquisition system, energy management systems. So that means that the technologies which are used to directly uh, connect with the field devices and field equipments fall under the operational technology. So operational technology means the technology which directly links the operations of a system. So in power system network, the operations are nothing but the flow of electricity. So any sensing related to power flow and so on will fall under the operational technology. So here, what are the applications? Mostly the operational technology applications include supervisory control and data acquisition system, energy management system, distribution management system, outage management system, distributed control system, or substation automation system, and so on. So you will see that all those applications are directly linking to the operation of the power system network. So here the operational technology consists of hardware and software systems, because you need hardware to connect to the actual power system network and then sense the various parameters, so that you can have better monitoring and control of those physical equipments. Now these kind of technologies, that is operational technologies, are found mostly in those industries which manage the critical infrastructure. So we can say the critical infrastructures are like water, energy, oil, and our utility domains. So here, to automate the operations are very much required for better monitoring and control. So those technologies which are responsible for automation at the critical infrastructure falls under the operational technology. Now, the important thing to mention here is that our evolution and the better modernization of the operational technology was started with the evolution of digital control. Now, let's see why the information technology and operational technology are posing challenge in the integration. The information technology and operation technologies have evolved in silos and have been based on different data types and user needs. So in case of information technology, it was mostly for corporate functions and business functions related requirements, while the operation technology was mostly towards the actual operations of the plants and systems. So therefore, IT has evolved from top to bottom, means the information or requirement comes from the top management and then it is being implemented at the bottom level. So the focus of this kind of technology is on business and corporate needs. So it does not really meet the end engineer's requirement who works in the field. Now, what is the operational technology? Operational technology has developed from bottom up approach, means at the bottom you will develop the operational technology because you need to monitor and control the operations of plant, machinery or the complete system. So the goal of operational technology is the equipment control. So it is not that flexible as we see in case of information technology. And the importance of operational technology is that it has low failure tolerance, because you cannot have the frequent errors in the system. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to operate the systems. Now, with this, you can understand that both have the different approaches in handling the data or information which is flowing. So because of that, the skilled resources in IT and OT were also different. And because of that, we had very limited cross-domain knowledge among IT and OT engineers. There were further resistances from OT side to switch over to latest IT tools, because the OT engineers were thinking that the technologies which they have developed over the time period are quite mature, and since if it is working very fine, why to do the changes now? So that's why the OT technology was mostly proprietary in nature, because it was developed in the past, keeping in mind the particular operation or particular uh, process in mind to develop that technology. While information technology is uh, quite open, it has very less proprietary kind of implementation mechanism when we compare with operational technology. Because of having proprietary nature, the OT technology knowledge is limited to only OT people, and hence very limited understanding is available among the outside people. Now, why there is a barrier to integration? The barrier is mainly because of multiple data sources, the requirement type of data, and the flow of information is entirely different in case of information technology and operational technology. Further, the tools such as SCADA, DCS are not ideal for data manipulation. So these are for data acquisitions, not for data manipulation. So those are not designed for doing any further analytics or data manipulations. Further, the power system is niche domain, so that's why the knowledge remains with the power system engineers, and it is very difficult for IT people to understand if they are not coming from electrical engineering domain. Until unless you marry IT and OT technologies, it is very difficult to implement the information technology in the power system network, because the data from OT has to flow in IT domain and IT data has to flow in OT domain for better and fast monitoring and control. Now, what is the problem we have? We have a shortage of appropriately skilled resources in operational technologies. Why? Because operational technologies were developed over the ages, and the most of the OT uh, people who had the domain knowledge are retiring, and the knowledge transfer is not happening, and because of that, the knowledge is now left with very few people. There is also a regulatory pressure to stabilize a holistic approach to manage the better safety, traceability, cybersecurity, access control, and confidentiality of the system. So, because of that, you have to uh, start incorporating the merger of IT and OT technologies. There are also growing numbers of intelligent IT devices appearing throughout the operational space, such as a smart meter, phasor measurement units, which is now forcing people to think about how operational technology and IT can be merged. Because until unless you merge those technologies, the actual implementation of smart meters and intelligent electronic devices and phasor measurement units is difficult. And the evolution of smart grid technology is also forcing the engineers to now start implementing the convergence of IT and OT. The duplication of staff, training, and resources for OT maintenance is also creating financial burden on the utilities and enterprises. And if they keep a person who has knowledge of IT and OT both, the number of staffs required for the operations and the training required for them will be reduced. In that way, they can save the money. There is also a need for greater process automation using mobile phones, because nowadays mobile phones are not only for calling the people but also for other activities like messaging or doing some financial transactions, and some other operational transactions are also possible using mobile phones. So when you say that mobile phone is uh, having future prospect for better process automations, it means that the IT and OT needs to be merged for implementation of those application in the mobile phones. Interoperability challenges among equipment and devices are also forcing IT and OT to merge, because if the data from OT cannot travel to IT, we cannot take fast and informed decisions. So interoperability challenge is also forcing people to merge IT and OT. Now IT has become more advanced, because now we have a lot of IT related tools such as big data, cloud, internet of things. So we can say that when the operational technology was matured enough in the past, say in 70s and 80s, the IT was just is evolving. So there was no maturity. That's why the IT and OT were developed in silos in the past. Now, as we know that now IT is more matured, we should now start thinking about implementing the best of the information technology in the operational technology domain also. Now, IT applications such as in enterprise resource planning, CRM, work scheduling, resource planning have shown their capability in the operational space. So whether it is utility company or any water gas supply company, ERP, CRM, and the work sequencing kind of applications are very common for better management of their day-to-day activity. So that's why the important point here is that we should capture best practices of both sides so that we can better manage the systems. The benefits are enormous. The few key benefits which we can highlight over here are improved automation, sensing and visibility. Now, because of that, we can take quick and better decisions related to our operations. More flexible system to adopt new technologies, because IT is more flexible as compared to OT. So if we merge both of them, then we can get the flexibility which is there in information technology into operational domain also. Better compliance with regulatory requirements and tracking, because we can use various tracking tools for uh, any regulatory requirement compliances. More responsive system and improved organizational performance, because now you can have fast information flowing from bottom to top. So the information which is received at the top can be processed quickly, and the decisions can be made quickly. Because of that, the performance of the organization will improve. More effective workforce working with improved information, because now the people know the best of both IT and OT, so that they can have better efficiency of doing the work. Better strategic decisions based on more timely and accurate information, because the information is coming from OT domain directly into the IT domain, and the convergence which was used to happen mostly manually earlier, because when IT and OT are not merging, you have to manually extract the data from OT domain and then import again in IT domain. So it involves a lot of delays, which can be avoided when we merge the IT and OT systems. Improved customer satisfaction resulting from proactive maintenance and reduced response time to disruptions, because when in the field there is a fault and this information travels from OT to IT. IT means the CRM, customer relationship management system. Immediately CRM can send alerts to the users that there is a fault, and this much is the expected duration for clearing the fault. So in that way, when the customer is more informed, there will be less problem in the systems. In that way, they will have the improved stakeholder satisfaction resulting from improved flow of information from every side.